Hell yeah, Bluetooth on, check. So we'll set that up. Alright. So now the weird people can see what's going on. All the normal people are on the GoPro, all the weird people on the vertical. What else do I want to do? No, that's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. We need to stop slacking and start working. All right. So first off is we were doing a 2018. Let me read my work order. Yeah, 2018 Forester with 170,000 miles on it. I want gloves. Customer came in, said they had a death wobble. Death wobble. They Googled that. That's a Jeep thing, by the way. It's not a Subaru thing. Don't hate me. Customer wrote it on the work order. Said they had a death wobble. Basically means is that they get going down the road about 20, 30 miles an hour. They hit a bump, and then the car starts. That's our problem. Normally, it's control arm bushings that do that. But gave the old tire a good shake, and the hub is separating. Not a problem there. That's easy work. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix that up really nice. I was going to go with a full cordless tool set day, but my half-inch impact has walked away. By walk away, it means that my short-term memory sucks. And I don't know where I said it last. It happens a lot. It's a medical problem. GoPro people, look up here. Good. Yeah. It's not a you problem, it's a me problem. Too many concussions. So that's why I have the little Ring cameras in my work area. So I can like have flashbacks and look where I put stuff. Saved me a few times. So if y'all don't have that kind of setup in your shop for your personal area, highly do recommend it. Highly, highly do recommend it. Because I was building an engine one day, and of course, I went home for the day. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? Oh, this makes me mad. Come look at this. GoPro people get to look first. Look at that. Look at that. You see where the stake is at? You see where this at? Someone's been in here. This has never been in our shop, but somebody's been in there. They reused the friggin' axle nut, and then they didn't even bother staking it. All right. Weird iPhone people, you're up next. That's bad. Okay? That's bad. That means that this axle nut came off for whatever reason. Somebody reused it, and they didn't stake it. So what is happening? Most likely, this axle nut kind of walked out a little bit, wasn't tightened correctly. That's what gave that dude that problem. Not cool. But in this world of mechanical work, you got mechanical work that costs a lot, and you got mechanical work that doesn't cost a lot. The rule of thumb is you get what you paid for. All right? Now, shall we do a thought experiment? Because you're here, let's do a thought experiment. I'm curious. I'm also like 2 teas, like really excited worth of caffeine. Now, using a torque wrench to go like loosening something up to inspect torque, that's not how That's not how that stuff works, folks. But, you know, I got a calibrate Python. I think that'll do. So I'm going to shove a pry bar into the vent of the rotor and just see how it feels. Not tight at all. These are supposed to be 150 foot-pounds. That was like barely tight. I think somebody just hand threaded this on and forgot to torque it. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Shall we do another thought experiment? Let's do another thought experiment. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to take back that somebody reused it. I'm going to take it back that somebody reused it because now under closer inspection, looking at that stake, I want to show you the stake mark. And I have some axle nuts that I just took off another car. They might be over here in the garbage pile. There they are. Yeah, I see them. I see them. I see them in the bottom of the trash. All right, so I keep used axle nuts for things. Okay, GoPro first. See that stake? That's a screwdriver. That's a screwdriver mark. You should not be staking these nuts with screwdrivers. Screwdrivers, they're not designed for that. Let me show you what you have to be using. You need a blunt face chisel, all right? You can make this on your own, or you can buy it for a lot of money, or you can just make it on your own. Go get yourself a regular big fat chisel out of a cheap chisel kit like the Horrible Freight, okay? And then you just grind it down to a big 1/4 inch wide blunt tip. That's what you stake this stuff with. And the reason why you do that is now you get this nice wide indentation, all right? This was nice and deep in there. You can see how it flattened through compared to this other one. So what happened here was, most likely, the stake mark was made. The stake mark was made with an inferior choice of tool, which didn't give it the perfect divot that it needed to not walk off. That is infuriating. Is this even an OE nut? Yeah, it is. Okay, thought experiment time. I'm gonna put this sucker back on. God. And this could have gotten somebody killed. Keep that in mind. I would have rather have had this person impacted on. This is why I also kind of get on people for working super fast. I'm like, you know, stay focused, don't cut corners. All right. So I'm set up for 150 now. Ooh. Look at that. I'm pulling that bearing back together. I can feel it as I do it. This is awesome. All right. Pretty good. So I can't prove too much here. I mean, the wobble's definitely gone. That's for sure. But I can definitely say that, see, the mark is, here's the axle mark right here where it should have been staked. Here's the old mechanics mark. It's going to be about a good 20 degrees off, going in a counterclockwise motion. So definitely this axle nut did loosen at least half a turn to a turn and a half based on where I found it. Cool, man. So what I was doing with my thought experiment was, as I said to myself, I wonder if I tighten it, will that stake mark line up with the axle mark? Doesn't look like it was. Okay, because again, it came up short. It needed a little bit more turn. But I have to tell you this, because the hub is already kind of separated a little bit and I'm crushing it back together, that's adding resistance to the torque. So overall, it's trashed. So if you're doing this and you're being like, man, I just grand slam everything home, I don't torque anything, there's no need to, torquing things makes me lose time. This is the repercussion. And folks, the automotive repair business, not all people are trained. Not all people are trained the same, okay? Oh, somebody likes me. Somebody threw some Antiseize in there. It's the gray stuff, but that's okay. Not all people are trained the same. Some go to a trade school, some just get on-the-job training. And that on-the-job training is either from somebody who did go to a trade school or somebody who's just been doing the job long enough that they have what is called seniority. But if you're a shop owner, I really, really want you to participate in that chat there. Be honest, okay? I'm just cleaning all the grease that blew off the bad hub, okay? Be honest with me. Do you randomly go out and watch your people work? Because as a service manager or a shop owner, you need to understand how repairs are done. And if you don't, then you need to not be around your technicians and you need to hire somebody who does know how repairs are done correctly. You need to be watching your express team. Is my express team torquing lug nuts correctly? You need to be watching your engine builders. Are your engine builders following best practices? Okay? Like, if you're still rebuilding engines with red rags, you're wrong. You are wrong. I can't tell you how many engines over the last 10 years that I've gone back into from other shops, and I've found half a red rag sitting in the oil pickup because all that red rag lint just worked its way through the engine, clogged the oil pickup, and just broke the engine all over again. And you can bet that person was pissed. And that shop came over here and threw a flurry about it. Like, you throwing us under the bus? No, I didn't throw you under the bus. That person who red ragged this engine sold you out. Well, that guy's gone. Now my problem, it's got your business name written all over it. You need to be vetting your people better. God damn it, folks. Where the hell? Oh, here it is. I'm looking for this. It's a fun little special tool from Snap-on. But it's a 17 millimeter wobble with a shallow in, so it can get these bracket bolts out without smacking your socket into the strut. It's pretty nice. It's only about 70 bucks. It is so worth it. I'll give you guys come on, I'll show you. I'll be nice. GoPro people first. All right, so we're fighting that bolt right there, and a regular socket would clash into this bolt. So you got this one right here that slides on there like that. Pretty cool, huh? I wish they made a whole set of those, to be honest. I really do. I've told Snap-on, just make a whole damn set. All right, weird vertical people, you next. So there's that bracket bolt right here on, if we put a traditional socket, it won't line up right. So you have to use a box wrench to get in there. But this Snap-on special tool one, see how it clears everything? Super cool. If you do a lot of Subarus, it's totally worth it. It's on the Snap-on truck under the, or I'm sorry, it's in the Snap-on catalog under special tools. You can honestly just go to the search engine, type in Subaru. There's only about 2 or 3 things that are just for Subarus. But nobody else is making this. This is a Snap-on one-off. I was so happy when that came out, especially for all those rust cars that I've been getting. I don't get them too much anymore, but years ago, I got some. So we just take this brake take that brake bracket off. We get our caliper hanger, which is no longer. No, I'm gonna go into it. I know where it's. I know where to find it, and that person's not here today, and that's okay. We'll have words later. Bungees to the rescue! Go, go, bungee rangers! All right. As the ladies say, good enough. Gotta give it a double wrap. There we go. Boing, boing, boing. All right, so I take the ball joint out so I can get my axle out. Took the bracket off, so now I can get my rotor off. My rotor is not going to come off nice, so we're going to try first using the bolt extractor. And you're going to get one good try putting the bolts in here. All right. And I'm just, if you're batting 1,000, getting rotors off that way, hallelujah. Some people can't use them due to their locations. Not a problem. Here's my step-by-step. I'll give it a little bit of the PP oil, penetrating oil. That's PP oil. Squirt it in yield bolt holes. And a little bit of shock and awe there. Just to kind of mechanically break some stuff loose. Because again, if these bolts, they don't want to do the job, they don't want to do the job. And they'll strip out those threads in that rotor. Very nice. Started a little on one side. Started a little on the other side. We got her. No problems. Oh my gosh. There's anti-seize on the lug nuts. Or on the studs. There's anti-seize on the studs. Folks, you can't do that. Dude, that's like written straight on the bottle of anti-seize. Do not put on studs. Ay, ay, ay. This is just straight up giving mechanics a bad name. I don't like it. Okay, there's a 10 millimeter holding this wheel speed sensor. Pretty easy to get out. And I'm going to try to get it loose first with a hand tool. I don't like to use the impacts just yet. Reason being is sometimes that bolt can stick to the plastic coating of your wheel speed sensor, because there is a metal collar in there, all right? Sometimes it can just get a little bit rusty, stick in there, and if your impact drags that along, then you can crack the wheel speed sensor, and now you're out like $200. Or you're waiting on parts, whatever the scenario you want to come up with. I know that we hate doing things with hand tools nowadays. They still serve a purpose. Okay, on the back of the hub, we got 4 14 millimeter bolts. There you go, come on out. Two out of 4. Why is there red Loctite on them? Someone who doesn't know how to do their job rigging around with this car. Not terribly excited about that. Let's see if she wants to come off with a little bit of tap, tap, taparoo action. Everybody still in frame? Yeah, we're still in frame. Hell yeah. How we doing on that? Oh, see, this vertical's doing good. 319. Only 12 thumbs up? Don't treat me like that. All right. She was nice. Still a little bit rusty, but we did a-okay. We still gotta get this metal plate off. Ta-da! So our bearing just blew out because there was that axle was slipping back and forth in there like that. So it was just pulling the inside out. Sucks. If you're So we're fortunate in this situation because this is a hub assembly that's going to come with its own spindle, so we don't have to pull the spindle out, and we don't have to press the hub out and press the hub in like other cars. Ford. Subaru used to have it a long time ago. I'm glad we switched up to this. Anyhow, moving along. If you do have a system where you have to separate the spindle and then press in a bearing, make sure you mark the magnetic encoder side correctly. Okay. If you're getting the parts out of the box, some part companies, not all, some are nice. Now have a little sticker here that says go towards speed sensor. The reason why they do that is because they're getting sick and tired of you folks putting them in the car and then saying that the bearing's bad. And you take it back to the store, because when they go in, they're in, and when you take them out, you pretty much destroy them. You can't take it back out. You got to get a new bearing. Friggin' sucks. So I think everybody who presses in bearings over the course of time, you're going to learn this lesson once. and that's all it's going to take. So inspect it, look for the side with the magnetic encoder. I always mark mine. In this case, because it's a Subaru, it's a hub assembly, you can't get it backwards, but in situations where you can, I always mark it. The reason why I mark it is because, yes, I made that mistake once. Secondly is, when it gets hot and heated in the shop, or you're hungry and you're working through a lunch hour, or you're thirsty, dehydrated, whatever the scenario is, it's easy to make simple mistakes like that. And when you have to go to the boss man and say, hey, I need another $100 hub because I put it in backwards, and if we press it out, it's going to break, he's going to take it out of your ass. Okay? He's going to dock your pay. So that's why I always have these little pro tips, so that way that when you're doing this professionally, these mistakes don't happen to you. Okay? Is somebody going to make fun of you? Probably. But you know what? That's only cursing them to make that mistake. I guarantee it. That's how the world works. You get on somebody's case for being an overachiever and taking the time to do stuff right, guess what happens? The world comes back on them. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but when it does, it comes back. I will tell you this much though. Working with third-party parts from auto parts stores like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, this is different for every store location. But if you buy a bearing from them that you have to press in, and there's a problem with it mechanically or the magnetic encoder, you need to take photos. You need to take photos of that bearing installed. And the reason why you need to do that is so that store doesn't ding your account. See, the store is going to let you just have one. If you're a high buyer, they're going to let one slide every once in a while, okay? And that is a nice practice to have. But, you know, to protect yourself from getting that mystery write-up where they make a note that they're just doing you a solid and it might have been your fault, that keeps them from doing that. Put it on correctly, Joe. Come on. There we go. First I had the shield upside down. Now I got the bearing upside down. There we go. Thankfully, this is keyed. I'm sorry, it's not keyed, but there is a specific bolt pattern. The two bolts at the top are a little more narrow than the bolts at the bottom. Also pay very close attention. You see how this backing plate, two perfect circles, then you got two oval circles. So that means that these two bolts you want to align first, because these is going to be your sloppy ones. There. So somebody was thinking about us and they gave us a gimme. These Subaru wheel bearing assemblies, the only hard part about doing them is when they get stuck coming out. Sometimes you just got to have a couple of extra hammers laying around to bang them out. There's some really, really good tools out there on the market. that do a pretty good job. One is called the hub tamer. That used to be kind of a unique tool about 10 years ago, but now there's so many Chinese knockoffs. You can pick them. Well, what used to cost 99 bucks, you can now get for like $20. I don't know if the metal is the same, but the hub tamer just looks like somebody took a 2-inch receiver hitch, and it's got bolt patterns for your hub, and you just bolt it to your hub, and you can start banging the hub. Now, the reason why a lot of people hate that tool is they always say, oh, it never does anything, it just rips the spindle out, which is partially true. If you get a little too excited with it, it'll just rip spindles out. But when I see people using it, you know what they do? They just hit here and they go bang, they go down, down with force, down with force, down with force. But you're constantly just pulling it out like this. You hit it down, now bring your counter swing up and straighten it out. I've seen people just wailing on hubs with that hub tamer with like 5-pound concrete busters. You're like, y'all killing me. And I show up, I was like, I got two 2-pound smithing hammers, and I'm just sitting there just going dink, 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 dink. Walks right out. I let them say what they want. You loosened it. They get their cracks in, but just think about it, how you're pulling it out. Just gotta run these bolts in. Very good. Before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and get my speed sensor going up in there. Again, hand tool only to tighten this. Too many times I see people break these speed sensors with their cordless tools, zipping that 10 mil down, and they crack the sensor. All right. These cordless tools, they're amazing. They do give us speed where we need the speed. There's times when you just got to slow it down a little bit. Speed sensors are really, really expensive. Got a message on the computer I need to respond to. Give me just a second, and we will be back at it in no time. All right, so we're back. All right, we're gonna do our torque on these. Get them down to about 60 pounds. I know a lot of people just love slamming them in with their impacts, but for me, I'm a torque guy. And I say that for the reason being that We usually have these long extensions. We got the wobbles on there. That's great for ripping stuff apart, but put it together correctly, because that wobble and that extension steals a lot of power from you. And I tell you, like, the best thing that I do is just get yourself a little 3/8 beam. All right, I got the Tectons. I like the Tectons. You can get the Icons. I don't give a damn. They're just my people. But all my common torques, I just inscribe them on the side of it. Okay, I got drain plugs. I got hub bolts, so on and so forth. And because it's a beam, I can leave it at the torque that I want. Think about it that way. Same thing with my my 1/2 inch. Okay, all my really common torques that I do all the time, differential, plugs, lug nuts, I just put all those really common specs right there on the side, so that way I can quickly reference them. And that's one of the reasons why I have the Tecton over the Icon. Is the Icon, because I engrave mine, I don't, the Sharpie wears off or brake cleaner takes it off, so I have mine engraved with a Dremel. I have fancy handwriting, by the way. Took 4 years of calligraphy in high school. Anywho, I told Tecton what I wanted to do, and they said, no, that sounds like a really good idea. Go ahead and do it. They said, as long as you don't penetrate the metal with your engraver, we're going to call it good, and we'll still honor warranty. That beam wrench has served me well. Hey, that ball joint needs to get up in its home. So to get in its home, Mr. Deadblow here. My best friend. I'm using that instead of my big ball peen hammer, because one, I don't want to dent this control arm, okay? I dent that control arm, I throw this dude's alignment off. That's not cool. Secondly is, I've seen people trying to hammer those in with these big metal hammers, and they break the welds. Again, not cool, man. And there's enough anti-seize still left on that bolt. That dude loaded it up. Pretty nuts. What does this person want? I'm getting message to about a write-up I made. Sorry, I'm so sorry for this, but the shop takes priority. I will answer their question really quick and be back to you all. All right, cool. So we're done answering that question. I shouldn't get bothered anymore. Just another third-party insurance car. Poor feller. Don't know how that's gonna work out. Again, really important, torquing that correctly. If you over torque it, you can ruin that seat that ball joint has to go into. See, when I worked in the Rust Belt, I always push this message because people, they hated taking the time to put Antiseize on. I mean, like, you guys know you're going to be back in here in like a year. Like, you're only helping yourself or each other by doing this. So I don't understand the narrative by not doing it. Because then you don't have to all complain about working on rust, that, and this. I mean, should the manufacturer do it to begin with? Hell yeah. They really should. Let's do something really cool right here. Show off a tool. Shouldn't need to do this, but I'll show you anyways. It should be in my quick bin. Annoying. Which means it found its way over to another drawer. There she is. You shouldn't be in that catch-all. Right here. This is an OTC brake pad spreader. I don't even know what the tool number on this is anymore. It's all rubbed off. But anyhow. So this tool is specifically designed for when you pull off your caliper with your bracket and the pads are still in, and now you got to slide it over the rotor. Now, those brake pads, they're already compressed against the rotor, and it's going to be a tight fit. And I've seen some people just slam them on and crack the pads, break the pads, cause all kinds of problems. You get these, you slide them in there, and you can open them up. So that tool is going to allow me to compress the pistons just a little bit so I can slide that brake pad assembly on. is a fanboy car. All right, it's a really good looking body style. It's got a lot of fun body features on it. This is obviously not Kelly Blue Book value. This is a black market value. Needless to say, I was trying to work with the owner and offering him cash. This is like, I got $4,500 in cash. That's what I think this car is worth. Because obviously the engine's garbage, the transmission's garbage, volume. Like, he did have the engine, it was great. But it was done with this, like, combined this material to build into something. And I'm not too sure what you bought it for, unless you're going to show me that sales receipt. There's nothing that justifies this car being almost $7,000 over Blue Book value. But they didn't care. They were willing to sit on it. That's how they are. He didn't want to move. But during the sales pitch, because I let them do their sales pitch, trying to be polite. This dude, who had like the worst dandruff in the world, it was disgusting. 4 girls and cat spots. 4 girls, dandruff, and cat spots. Anywho, I'm trying to tell me about their awesome I was blown away that any company would want to put a warranty on a car. I wanted a box wrench, but I'm not going to walk to the other door. So he's talking about it, and I says, hey, didn't you call it this company name? He says, oh yeah, those were the old cameras. And he immediately triggered and said, yep, they've already been flagged for not paying out claims, so they've already reshelled their company. And I was like, dude, these people are scam artists. You ever go to any of these tech training seminars? They have tech training for advisors, mechanics, technicians, programmers, managers. And one of the speakers, I got a lot of this information, he tells the crowd. He says, how they work these things, and they appear to be legit. You purchase a plane, it has so many years, so many miles, you use that plane, it has so many years and so many miles. But people who in the company tell the agents on the other end, you just so much per year. So they're only going to pay out so much based on how many new memberships they sell, new warranties that they sell. They don't sell enough, then they're told to drag ass and cause problems with claims. Everything from not calling people back, saying they've lost it. They have to send the inspector out again. They would rather send out an inspector for 3 or 4 times than pay out on a claim. And I've been partying with that. We have one job here, 6 months. And they sent the inspector out for 3 times. But these adjustments are literally told you, just be around. know what it is. All they care about is the bonus that they're going to get for selling that policy. And that policy is $2,500. That agent is going to make about $250 right off. Why? Is that dude ready? Is he loaded? No. This is doing a job. His job is to sell cars that aren't so great and to sell warranties on them to make not so great cars seem better. This seems more. See what I'm doing? Fine, you can get reading. Let me just kick this stuff out of the way. Oh, that's all garbage. Come on. Come on, see what I'm doing. It's okay. Don't be shy. Look over here, vertical people. And Goshi Pro? Yeah. They have a machine for an on-car brake light that can cut dump truck rotors, okay? The basic idea of putting them on a car versus taking them off and doing them on a brake load is we're reducing the wear to the hub surface. Disturbing that main surface is objective, okay? Because when you disturb it, you change how the metal wants to lay back on each other, and while the machining that you did off-car will be true, the surface which it has to go to may or may not be true, and you can still have the car come back with a little bit of a vibration. Secondly is, sometimes these rotors are really stuck on, and trying to break a rotor off, you can disturb the hub bearing, and now you need a hub bearing. And this has been a great solution. Using on-car brake wheels and units, highly recommend it. They are a little pricey, but this is a program. It has a really good. They have a really good way of getting out. It does have a gyro in here to balance the machine to the axle. You can do this with half axle, straight axle. rotating these rotors correctly. My 2009 has 180,000 miles. I'm just now going to replace rotors on my Subaru. When I get to that center line, it's not enough now. It looks like we're going to play a little bit shallow, so we're digging in right there. Now, when this rotor is cutting, you have to look really close to see it. But the teeth, the head moves like this. It has a little bit of an orbital pattern to it, really small orbit. So it's already creating a crosshatch. When you cut with an off-car brake lathe, I mean like a bench lathe, one straight cut. And you have to go back and you have to blend that back together. Now, you just do that with some regular sandpaper, no big deal. But this does the blending for you. If you don't brake like an idiot and somebody cuts your rotors correctly, what am I? I'm taking off 10 thousandths off the total thickness. If you're a person who likes to stand and brake, maybe you drive your brake pads down, the bare metal everything or something, then you're going to be using rotors. Now obviously, I understand that some of you northern folks have good reason for just backsliding the road system. Wear limits 8.5. We're good, folks. These rotors are cut and smooth on the first occasionally. You got one out of 10. Great job, cleaning it up to your I'll email that information going again. I measure my rotor thickness in a couple of places. Might be that I left a lot of run out. And I generally get those, I generally know said, just let me do it. Other people, they just come and be like, my car wobbles in the air. It's too low. So you get in there and you're like, running your brake pad and pull it up. The rotors are full of run out. I always measure. Before I close, I like it. Now the one thing, if you're in the car, you always have to keep it in perspective to your partner. Actually, you can't. The mechanic comes by to you and says, hey, you know that rear brake pad you need? Put that in the rotors. Just brakes. I'm just going to recommend pads and rotors on every brake pad. If you can't just explain to the customer that, hey, this happens, or hey, you know, you're making a good situation. But I train my basically a machine that as soon as the job sells, I get the phone call, I expect the word, let them know immediately. Hey, you know that brake job? Yeah, it started with that. But turns out it's going to be rotor because now that you've authorized rotor, now I've actually gone in there and double checked and make sure that this is the minimum parts that we need. Why? Because you don't pay me to do all this. That's why. If you always feel like you're getting screwed over by your local mechanic shop, and it might just be because you have these expectations that the people who are doing the repairs, they're financially being taken care of. But we're not. You see, we get paid on job basis. That's it. When you come in and you want this peace of mind on 3 multi-points that are advertised in the flyer, understand that the person on the receiving end, we're advertising those free multi-points as a lawsuit. We're advertising this with the intent that you want a lawsuit. I worked in a couple of shops where we actually had lists of people who used they would get the washer fluid top off, they would get the fluid top off, they would get the they show up 3 months later. Guess what? Hey, those ball joints that we recommended, somebody else did it. Right to recommend, somebody else did it. Keep notes on that stuff. So, you look. We just told me like, we don't want any slots for anything. And the shop would be up. One of them got really offended. They didn't get the glue. The other, one of them got I'm having that time. I always re-grease my technique for cleaning out sparkles. Throw a little bit of brake cleaner, break up the bump, shear it out the shop. All those people out there who brag that they can do brakes, they're like, oh, I can cut rotors and put pads on in 30 minutes. I'm the best. They're not checking your pins, and they should be checking your pins, because look at this. That's not grease anymore. That's just wax. Okay, the oil is separated. It's broken down and separated. And dear God, whichever God you like. Do not. See, that stuff's okay. See, that's black, that's okay. Red, that's okay. Do not use Antiseize in here. Oh. I get at least one car a year. Somebody was trying to be doing a good job, but they put that Antiseize paste in here. Really lock up this caliper. Little pad drag. Now all that's done, this is my go-to stuff. Versachem. Really common brand. Synthetic caliper grease. This is my jam. My shop helps me all this stuff. I tell them that I'm doing this on the job, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll buy you a bottle of that. One of these bottles will last me a year. Some of these brake pad kits, they do come with some loose slide and grease on them. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's the cheap stuff that the factory gives you. And I know that there's just not enough people out there looking for this. Yeah, I know it's just going to break down. It's going to hang up on that person. So I asked for some therapies. Now I'm going to explain to you another thing that you can see on one of your slide pins, if you have a slide pin set up. Not all brake systems have a slide pin set up. So you have this little rubber bushing right here, okay? This is kind of a spring. Actually, it doesn't want to go back in. And that's okay. It just needs to go in and out, and it shouldn't get close. Nobody has in my hand. They're always way ahead. But my technique is to come in and have to like this. Do not cut them. Do not do it. Then the thing can't do its job. This is squishy. If you all are watching, I'm going one bit at a time. Multitasking, not trying to do it. We have to clean the other side. We're going to take this slow. That way you all can see what happens on a brake. plenty of time. We're going to finish this car tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to be working on the engine. We got the cylinder heads back. The machine shop did a wonderful job. I'm going to have to buy them some breakfast tacos. And they cut my customer a deal. They saved them a couple $100 on machine work because they did it high. They were like, hey, you know, maximum it's going to cost to go through this entire cylinder head is $600. Hey, we got both cylinder heads machined, washed, painted, valves cut, and the seats fixed. $400 flat. Good work. I'm super impressed. Oh yeah, they checked all my spring tensions and everything. They checked for the wobble. They gave me everything I wanted. I gave them the whole checklist. Those are things that I normally do when I'm rebuilding engines, but I decided that it was time to retire that and just farm it out so I could do other things, and lo and behold, I'm actually saving my customer a lot of money. Alright? Because I was charging, to do all that work, I think I was charging an extra 2 hours on top of the engine job, which was going way over the machine shop was going to do. So the machine shop pretty much just cut the price in half, saved the customer a lot of money on the top end. And that freed me up to work on some other cars and make some money elsewhere. It's also agonizing on my body to port and polish all that stuff, decarb everything. This shop just has all the equipment to do it, reassembly line it. I can't believe how dumb I was to just do that. This. Got one set of brake pads done. The other set of brake pads. Some of your brake pads have a little metal tab on them like this. Hey, that's called the squeaker. As the brakes get down to about 2 millimeters, they hit this tab, and that tab digs into your rotor, makes that squeaking noise. So whenever you step on your brakes, you go. Okay, that's an indication you need good brakes. Brake pads need to be replaced and or inspected for component failure. The problem that happens is people go, hey, my brakes make a squeaking noise, and they have no concept of time, and they'll just drive that metal squeaker off. And you drive another 300 miles, hey, my brakes don't squeak anymore. Yeah. The problem is seriously. Okay, now this also gets a lot of hate. I do put a little bit of low here on my brake slide hardware, but I'm not blobbing it on, just a little thin film, okay? A little thin film. If you go way too much, that stuff can get into your brake pad and your rotor and cause problems with the brake pad material. So we're talking just a little bit. No globs. If it's a glob, it's way too much. A little thinness. All we're doing, and we're not trying to create putting that little bit of barrier on there for corrosion purposes. Okay, and we'll put the squeaker inside. Let it go. The other thing I like to do too, this is just a northern thing, but I brought it down to the south. Right up here in the piston. And I've got to work in some of this piece. Because this piston right here, a little further right here, a little rough on this side. Calipers, just put this stuff on there, really thin coat. Really thin coat. And the nice part is, because it's blue, if you start blue, it's too much. You should just almost have like a little fair lubricant. How we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? Hey, 125 people, 44 thumbs. I like it. Wonder how many thumbs down I've gotten so far. I'm always interested in that, but you know, YouTube, they don't let me see that. They don't let me see that. How am I supposed to determine if I'm making good content for you all? If I don't get to see how many people are disappointed. I guess you'll just have to see it in the chat. This is called a magazine set. It's perfect for these acorn nuts. Comes in two flavors, 19mm and 21mm. I love it. Love it. Should everyone's agree?
took photos of it and sent it up. He said it's on all the new models. You know, that was like 8 years ago. Yeah. That was hilarious.
When we were on the other side, I cleaned these slide things up, so that's what I'm doing right now. The oil and the wax is separated just through use. It's time to get changed out. I'm going to change out this old stuff with synthetic that won't separate like this, and the synthetic will last forever. Well, not forever, but a lot longer than this stuff. The companies use this stuff because it's cheap, and they just put the responsibility of replacing it every brake job on the new technician, or on the person who's servicing the brakes. You see how that is black, and then we got the white stuff. It's because those two parts are separated and need to be blended together to make it look like that. That's why I don't like it. Easiest way to clean out these boots: pocket screwdriver, roll and scrape, flip it over, roll and scrape, and get the other one. We're done. Now there's still going to be some resistance here inside the caliper bracket, so get it with some brake plate. Warm it up. Stick a screwdriver in there. Slosh it around. Don't go digging too much, okay? Because you don't want to scratch anything up in there and create a burr that's going to hurt it. You just want to bust up that brake cleaner. Bust up that stuff. Blow it all off. That's it. I'm not sure why the practice of greasing up slide pins went away, but it seems to have faded away. These boots do have a direction, so these are Subaru boots. They may not look like your boots, but it's got kind of this chunkier end. That's going to go towards the back. Getting that rubber grounded. Noise running out of your crown. You go down. Piston first. Okay, this is again. Looking at this, start doing when I was in Michigan. We like to use that synthetic paste. Make the inside of the outside side. Rusting from the inside out, because some companies use aluminum in there, some use like an iron magnesium. You always find rust in that. That's one thing. Some people like to put the grease on the tips of the brakes. I don't really care. Whatever
drive when I'm applying it, I'm applying it from the inside down, not the outside in. So these lobs just get pulled up from the inside. The idea is not to have it as a lubricant as it's there. On the hardware. Last time I talked about cutting rotors. So I know that a lot of Subaru specifically, Subaru has a really nice blend of bearing in their rotors that I like a lot. And when you get the aftermarket rotors, you get a lot more aluminum. And those are straight up just ordinary rotors. Once you go aftermarket rotor, you need to throw them away after every brake job. But the OEM rotors, you get a lot more aluminum. So if you're a DIY and you want your rotors done, there's still some auto parts store that do that for you. Oh, I got these locked up already. Yeah. So there's still some auto parts stores out there that cut your rotors, and most shops that are independent have a off-bar brake lathe. They just have them from back in the day. They're still sitting in a corner. They still use it. You can drop off rotors and just wait in the lobby, and somebody will cut them for you. When I was a driveway tech, I did that for years. I would just take rotors off, go to the corner garage, ask them to cut rotors. They do the same thing for struts and springs. So if you got a strut and spring set up, which is a lubrication strut, they would charge you $50 a set, and even cheaper on welding parts. I would just charge you for struts. I would just walk out and go, hey, you guys change these struts and springs up, or change the struts up for me. And I would barter everyone in their life at least one. Well, you do that. My dad accidentally forgot to pump brakes before they moved the car, and they didn't have any brake pressure. They didn't have the stopping power for a little while. They canceled it.
Everyone should have a good shot at the engine bay right there. I think vertical stream's got a good shot. GoPro doesn't have to.
David's taking those pretty still. Sorry, vertical for length, right? German cabin filter, they didn't want to buy one, that's okay. They took care of the brakes and that was safe. Maybe they know how to do their own cabin filter. Oh no. You know,
previously added cleaning oil I shop, but I like to do it in any case whenever I see it like this, because, you know, people don't understand how important it is to have clean batteries. So look at that hot mess. Okay. That is some hot mess right there. GoPro, I guess we'll put you here. And you just hang out somewhere for 2 minutes, GoPro. Come over here. Oh, yeah. You guys are good. Right there. Fantastic. Let's take care of that. Now, what do we use to take care of that? Well, we get the secret sauce. I know you all know Coca-Cola. And where's my baking soda guys with their teapots? You guys love your boiling water, right? Well, there's no hot water dispenser, and I don't own a tea kettle. You know I like tea. Don't hate it when you see the secret sauce, which is just acid neutralizer, folks. It's just acid neutralizer. Really buy battery. Now, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do this my last mistake. The most that I do is authorization to disconnect. Right? If I disconnect this terminal, it could reset the throttle body learning. It could reset the vehicle's ability to drive correctly. Because there should be a proper relearn procedure with this. Starters, we are going to put our secret sauce on here. A little acid neutralizer is safe. Then we'll just pour some regular water, wash it off. Okay, it's all going onto my stall floor. It's fine. Closing down the shop behind me, so put in the backup light, huh? No, you guys can see this fine. How much talking? It's just me. I'm gonna warn you. I'll warn you right now. You got earbuds in, or you got your volume cranked up. Take your earbuds out and turn the volume up. This shit's gonna get loud, but it's awesome. Okay. It's a little tool made by Milton. It's a little siphon one. We're just gonna put it in regular water. Okay. If it's safe for the hand, it's safe for the car. That's what I say. This is just water, okay? And because the camera's close, that's why I'm cupping it with this drag. Would you look at that? So nice, so cool. We're not done yet. Volume down. regular air. Brake cleaner. This goes faster when I'm not explaining the other stuff. I'm not too sure what this crummy stuff is here. That might be some old no-wax that was left on there. Yeah, that's all that really looks like. That no-wax can be pretty tough stuff to clean off because it's really, really good at inhibiting all that garbage. Again, he's not paying for this, but I felt like this guy was just trying to get what safety stuff he needed done. I just really want to make sure that he doesn't lose his battery terminal connector. He doesn't lose his battery because that could just really agitate him. The other reason why I like doing this is sometimes people just need a win. You ever felt like that where you're just having a really bad day? You just need a win. So this is just a nice little gratuity to be like, hey, thanks for coming in. We know you had a couple of other things that should have been done, but you got what you needed to get done. I hope to see you back. By the way, you know that battery terminal cleaning service? You really needed to get it done. Well, you know, we washed it off for you, hooked it up. And this is just some no-wax that we're putting on there. That's what it is, dielectric grease. I like the stuff by CRC that comes in this squeezy can. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you buy a case of it, it's better. Did we get it all? Yeah, I think we got everything right there. And as the battery warms up, it's gonna settle down and make a nice little seal. Let's go ahead and check out chat, see how chat's doing. I'm gonna check out vertical stream cat. David Olson, oh yeah, the dielectric grease. Matt says, put it on the outside and make it look like you did it right. Well, you just saw me rub it on there. David's asking, yeah, mic probably turned off. Let me see if I can reset. That should fix it. See here, Matt says, drain the compressor. And you have a lot of shit talk there, man. Apparently you weren't really listening, were you? Were you, Matt? No, because Matt is a child that likes to just talk crap. See, this is a siphon gun. Let me just shame you. See, you stick it into a pail of cleaning solution. Ooh. And you pull the trigger and you get a mist out. So, why don't you just go cry a story? Alright, so Matt's just one of those haters. I see him in there just having a big old troll fest. So we'll just put them in timeout. All right, well, y'all are having your fun little talking here. Thanks very much for joining in. I will see you all in another stream, probably another day. We got a big engine to do, so I hope to see you for that.